Have you ever dreamed of retirement being the most relaxing, joyful time of your life, only to find yourself more tired, sluggish, and disconnected than ever? After decades of hard work, late nights, and nonstop schedules, you finally have the freedom you've been waiting for. No alarms, no meetings, no deadlines. But then it hits you. Every day feels the same. You're sleeping more, but feeling less rested. You have time, but no energy. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Thousands of retirees find themselves stuck in a slow-motion version of life. The good news? It doesn't have to be that way. In this video, we're going to share 7 simple but powerful strategies that completely transformed our days, from low energy and unmotivated to vibrant, fulfilling, and full of purpose. Whether you just entered retirement or you've been in it for years, it's never too late to make a shift. So if you're ready to stop just getting through the day and start feeling alive again, mentally, physically, and emotionally, stick with us. This isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. The first chapter of retirement, a wake-up call. After spending over 3 decades climbing the corporate ladder, James and Linda Harper were more than ready for a break. Retirement came like a wave of relief, but also, unexpectedly, a wave of nothingness. The first few months felt like a long weekend that never ended. Lazy mornings turned into slower afternoons, and entire weeks drifted by without much purpose. They joked about finally having all the time in the world, but under the surface, they both felt a quiet restlessness. They weren't doing anything wrong, per se, just sleeping in, watching a little too much Netflix, and lingering over brunch until it blended into dinner. But something was missing. The freedom they had once dreamed of now felt aimless. One day, as James stared at the clock after another mid-afternoon nap, he turned to Linda and said, "If we keep this up, we're going to sleep our way through the best years of our lives." That moment became a turning point. They realized that retirement wasn't just about stepping away from work. It was about stepping into a new chapter with intention. They didn't want to coast. They wanted to thrive. It wasn't going to happen by accident. So they made a pact to take back their days, find energy, and build a retirement life that felt meaningful. It started small, early walks, cooking real meals, turning off the TV before bedtime. But those small shifts sparked something bigger. They weren't just retired anymore. They were finally living again. Choosing change, redefining what retirement could be. Once James and Linda Harper realized their slow, drifting days were doing more harm than good, they knew something had to give. Retirement wasn't supposed to feel like a dead end. It was supposed to be a new beginning. They both craved more energy, more purpose, more life. So one morning over coffee, they had to talk. What if we stopped waiting for something to happen and started creating it instead? Linda asked. James nodded. That was the spark. Right then and there, they made a decision. They were going to take back control of this next chapter, and it was going to be their best one yet. This wasn't about radical overnight change. It was about being intentional, about every habit, every choice, every day. They wanted to feel good in their bodies. They wanted to wake up excited, not sluggish. They wanted to stretch their years, not just fill them. So they created a simple plan. Move every day. Eat real food. Go to bed with purpose and wake up with gratitude. Limit the things that drain their energy, mindless TV, late-night snacking, and empty routines, and double down on what gave it back. Nature walks, good sleep, laughter, and connection. They weren't chasing youth. They were choosing vitality. James said it best. We didn't retire to fade out. We retired to light up. And that mindset made all the difference. Their days began to feel fuller, not busier, but more meaningful. That decision to change wasn't easy, but it was powerful. And for the first time in a long time, they felt alive. 7 small shifts that completely transformed our retirement energy. Once James and Linda Harper made the decision to reclaim their energy and make the most of their retirement, they dove into research and reflection. They didn't want a quick fix or fad. They wanted sustainable change. After trying, failing, adjusting, and learning, they found 7 key strategies that made all the difference. These small shifts didn't just improve their health. They reignited their joy. 1. Cutting down couch time. It started with a simple challenge. Could they reduce their daily screen time by just 1 hour? They'd fallen into the habit of watching television most of the day, especially in the evenings. The average retiree watches about 38 hours of TV a week, more than a full-time job. And while there's nothing wrong with enjoying a good movie or binging a Netflix series every now and then, too much screen time was draining their minds and bodies. So they made a rule: one show in the evening, max. The rest of the time, music, audiobooks, puzzles, or better yet, getting outside. Cutting back gave them time to reconnect with each other and their environment. It wasn't about restriction. It was about choosing something better. 2. Moving every day, even a little bit. They didn't start with gym memberships or hour-long workouts. They simply committed to 20 minutes of movement a day, a walk around the block, stretching on the back porch, or dancing in the kitchen to their favorite songs from the 70s. Science backs this up. Even 20 minutes of moderate activity can improve cardiovascular health, reduce stress, and extend life expectancy by years. The Harpers began to feel the difference almost immediately. Their minds were clearer, their sleep was deeper, and their moods improved. They made movement a non-negotiable part of their day, just like brushing their teeth. 3. Eating with intention. James used to joke that retirement meant eating like you're always on vacation. Takeout, comfort food, and a little too much wine at dinner became the norm. But it was also making them feel sluggish, bloated, and off balance. So they hit reset. They started planning meals ahead of time, cooking more at home, and paying attention to how food made them feel, not just how it tasted. They didn't count calories or follow strict diets, but they prioritized real, whole foods, lean proteins, colorful vegetables, healthy fats, and whole grains. One big change: no more late-night eating. They found that cutting off food and drinks at least 2 hours before bed drastically improved their sleep quality. Linda says the biggest breakthrough wasn't giving things up. It was realizing how much better she felt when she nourished her body with purpose. 4. Prioritizing quality sleep. Sleep used to be a mystery. Sometimes they'd sleep fine. Sometimes they'd toss and turn. They blamed aging. But the more they learned, the more they realized their habits were the real culprit. Heavy meals, late-night wine, and irregular bedtimes were sabotaging their rest. Now, they aim for 7 to 8 hours of good sleep every night. That starts with winding down early, dim lighting, no screens in the bedroom, and calming routines like reading or meditation. They also go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. That rhythm has helped reset their internal clocks and, in turn, boosted their energy during the day. James calls it the most underrated superpower of retirement. 5. Creating gentle, life-giving routines. One of the things James and Linda missed most after retiring was structure. At first, the idea of routines in retirement felt counterintuitive. Wasn't the point of retiring to be free from schedules? But freedom without purpose, they learned, just led to drifting. They started small: a set bedtime, a set wake-up time, a 10-minute meditation after breakfast, a short walk before lunch, and slowly, the rhythm returned to their lives. They weren't rigid, but they were consistent. That consistency gave their days shape and, surprisingly, energy. Linda added journaling and gratitude to her morning routine. James began using a breathing app for 5 minutes in the afternoon. These small habits added up to big mental clarity. 6. Seeing the doctor proactively. In the past, they avoided doctors unless something was obviously wrong. "I don't want to go looking for trouble," James used to say. But as they hit their late 60s, they realized that staying ahead of potential issues was one of the most important things they could do. Now, they both get annual physicals, dental cleanings, vision checks, and specialist visits when needed. They track key numbers: cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, and weight. In fact, James discovered some plaque buildup in his arteries during a routine screening. It was a wake-up call, but catching it early meant they could manage it with diet, exercise, and better sleep rather than facing a full-blown crisis. Proactive care gave them peace of mind and a plan. 7. Staying hydrated seriously. This one surprised them. Something as simple as drinking enough water made a noticeable difference in their energy levels. The general rule they follow now: drink half your body weight in ounces every day. So if James weighs 180 pounds, that's 90 ounces of water daily. Once Linda fainted during a summer dinner after a long, dehydrating day in the garden. Since then, she's never underestimated the power of proper hydration. Now, water bottles are always within reach, and they've swapped their late-night glass of wine for herbal tea or lemon water. They sleep better, feel sharper, and recover faster from activity. Retirement isn't the end, it's a new beginning. James and Linda didn't transform their retirement lives overnight. But with each of these 7 changes, they felt a little more energized, a little more alive. And the best part? These aren't extreme changes. They're simple, doable steps that anyone can start today. Their message is simple. Don't wait until you're exhausted to make a change. Start small, stay consistent, and your energy will follow. Because retirement isn't about slowing down. It's about showing up fully, vibrantly, and with purpose. 7 simple ways to feel energized and alive in retirement. Starting today, retirement isn't the finish line. It's a fresh start. But without intention, it's easy to slip into habits that drain your energy and dull your days. If you're feeling sluggish, unmotivated, or just off, try these 7 simple tips that can help you bring vitality back into your life. Starting now. 1. Cut back on screen time. Aim for less TV and more meaningful activity. Read, go outside, or connect with someone face-to-face. 2. Move your body every day. Even 20 minutes of walking or stretching can lift your mood, improve your sleep, and sharpen your mind. 3. Eat with awareness. Focus on whole foods, limit late-night snacks, and pay attention to how different meals make you feel. 4. Prioritize sleep. Set a consistent sleep schedule. Avoid screens and heavy meals before bed, and create a calming bedtime routine. 5. Create simple routines. A predictable rhythm, morning movement, midday mindfulness, evening wind down, can ground your energy and bring structure. 6. See your doctor regularly. Preventive care can catch issues early and give you confidence to live fully. 7. Drink more water. Staying hydrated boosts energy, supports digestion, and even improves brain function. You don't need to overhaul your life. Just start with 1 or 2 of these changes. Retirement should feel like freedom, not fatigue. Make choices that help you feel alive, not just rested. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment with number 1 to let us know you watched the whole video. We appreciate it. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more great content. See you in the next video.